How does anyone afford a place to stay? I make $20 an hour but can barely afford a room in a 5-bedroom apartment that I share with strangers. How do I ever improve my situation? I have a degree. But even with that and a good job, I make less than the rent on a 1-bedroom apartment. It's insanity. I need a place soon. Is it hopeless? I'm Canadian. South Ontario, for those curious. Edit. I'm not reading these anymore, so do not bother addressing me seeking information. I've had enough of people telling me to be better at budgeting for something. If I wanted that advice, I'd ask my great-grandparents, who know nothing about the current state of life for the youth. Edit 2 woke up and decided to read some stuff again. Guys, I'm Canadian. Moving to our cheap living state wouldn't do anything. I literally am not American. I said so in my original post. I found safety in a smaller city, 1 million people, where there's jobs and low rent. I'm able to afford my own small apartment. Eventually I'll be forced out of this country, but until then, small cities. I'm 66 and live in a van down by the river and really don't care what anyone thinks. $20 an hour is not a well-paying job. The gas stations where I live pay $18.22. So I would start looking for another position. Of course, where you live it may be different. But in that case, typically the rent is much lower. I used to think I couldn't afford to live alone. But really I had horrible spending habits. I still do. However, I've worked out how to pay rent and utilities with my budget. If it wasn't for Section 8, I wouldn't be able to afford my shitty little 1-bedroom. If HGTV has taught me anything, Canada is fucking expensive. You might just need a better job. Especially if you have a degree. In Alberta, starting wage for McDonald's is $18.20 an hour. So what you're making isn't what people are living off of. OP is a little cranky when presented with facts. I suggest you find a job that will give you 40 hours a week. This seems like a you problem and not a problem with the economy. Reference: I make $18.50 an hour and live in Clearwater, Florida and have my own place. OP seems to have an attitude issue. LMFAO. These replies are hilarious. But as others have stated, you are either not giving us the full story or you are living beyond your means and don't realize it. I live in California, USA. We all know the situation here, right? Well, here's my expenses breakdown. $17.15 rent, 1 bed, 1 bath. $150 utilities including internet. $75 phone bill. $350 grocery bill. $100 gas. $300 MISC expenses. $2,690 total. Forgot insurance, which is $380. $3,070 total. I make $3,621 a month, which works out to about $22 an hour. There's a significant housing crisis in all major urban areas of Canada. In Alberta, you would need to be making $25 an hour to afford a basic apartment ATM. IMO. The solution is to round up all the landlords and make sure their heads are well visible on the pikes we stick 'em on for landlords thinking about moving in to get the message. But unfortunately, I don't think my solution will play nice with laws and that kind of dumb shit. What kind of job do you expect to get with your degree? I am just unsure what kind of job your degree leads to. If you're an archaeologist, have you thought about living abroad and working for an international organization? Sorry. If this isn't a real option, I'm not versed in archaeology. But the cost of living is much less in the East. I bought a 4-bedroom home in a city that has less than 100 residents and work from home. Highly recommend if you can swing it. Can always hook for cheeseburgers. Randy. Of $20 is very low. That's the issue. Honestly, I think you just like to live above your means and wanted us to help you justify it since rent is such a hot-button topic right now. And you say you wouldn't feel safe living in a neighboring state due to whatever. I know trans people that live in Russia. If you know anything about how they treat anyone besides straight individuals, then you understand the enormity of that. Move. Or find a new job. You chased passion over practicality and I won't feel sorry for you. I just can't. I'm good conscious. Want a better life? Change something. In West Virginia, USA. I own a 3-bedroom house with 20 acres of land for $1,300 a month. If you need to be near a city, try to find a more rural place within commuting distance. Sell drugs. Move to Kansas. Most young people, newly on their own, live in poverty. It's certainly been true my whole life. And in the lives my parents and grandparents. Most of us start to earn more as we get older. At 25 I made 4 times what I made at 18 and twice what I made at 21. This poverty also tends to be one reason people marry early. To share incomes and expenses. That's the problem. Rent. You spending 50 of your paycheck for a place you're never going to own, aka literally burning your money at a fire pit for somebody else to enjoy. Buy a cheap RV and watch your savings grow. What degree do you have? The only people I know making $20 an hour don't have a degree. Damn, $20 an hour would be a dream to most people in my country. Most of us get paid around $3 an hour. Don't vote liberal. Seriously. Our current government's immigration policy alongside the current construction regulations are driving this situation. Currently all of my money goes to my roof and I just go without everything else. BC I am not well enough to live without a working sterile household, so ya roof yay, involuntary diet yay, my water and electric get shut off sometimes. Electric's going any day now actually, but this is the new normal I guess. The F how? Come to Alliston. Honda is hiring. It's hopeless and that's the point. Conservatives don't support any ideology unless it hurts the people they don't like. Hence their fervent support of unfettered capitalism. Why are people afraid to own? Canadian government has robbed you blind. But hey, voting Trudeau 10 more times will probably fix it. Are you full-time? I don't know squat about Canada and I know this sucks, but can you get a second job? Even if it's part tough all over. Good luck. Luck and area. I'm in southern Ohio. And split rent of a 2-bed with my boyfriend. We each pay about $550 a month. And he makes $18.50. While I make $24. I also have a degree. But work fast food as a higher up. We found a city where rent wasn't too high. We were close to a main city. And was generally safe but a less fancy apartment. There's a bubble. I'm in Toronto paying $700 for rent. I'm on gov assistance. Does a job related to your degree not pay well? Damn, IDK how people do it either. Move out to the country. There's houses going around here less than $50K.